Hello everyone, this is Tony. Welcome back to Alsace Wine Journey. I know I haven't done many videos. That's because I've been working on some of my other YouTube channels, in particular Trophy Wine Hunter, so I hope you'll go to that one. Sorry I've neglected this channel a bit, but some of my other channels are taking precedent, but I do want to get back to some tastings of Alsace wines, which I really believe are some of the most food-friendly wines in the world. So I will try to periodically do some videos on this channel, but my main channel for wine is Trophy Wine Hunter. Having said that, this is really an important channel to me and I hope to grow it eventually with the focus on Alsace wines. And today I'm doing a review of the Yose Meyer 2018 Gewurztraminer from Les Folastries. I'm so glad to do this wine review, and I'm so glad that BC liquor stores have decided to carry more interesting and more varied Alsace wine producers like Yose Meyer. So great to see them in the liquor stores and accessible to consumers like myself. I got into Alsace wines mainly because of the Vin de Alsace and the Millésime tastings, digital tastings, which I'm happy to announce that they will do again this year. So I will do reviewing many Alsace wines that they send me samples of in February and March of 2023. But this winery is one of the wineries that we don't really get a lot. And so I'm really glad that they were brought in to BC liquor stores. The price of this wine I'll have in the comment section, I think about $44, but really great quality wine. And the thing I love about Alsace wines is that they're very, very food friendly, particularly Asian food. Chinese food sometimes it's hard to pair with your traditional staples in the North American market like Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, and Shiraz, but great pairings with Alsace wines. Let's talk a little bit about Domaine Josmeyer. So they've been making wines for 5 generations since 1854. They have about 25 hectares of land. That's about 50 some odd acres. And they have some Grand Cru sites. This is not a Grand Cru wine, but it is part of their artist series. And so they have the managers of the estate, which are sisters Céline and Isabelle Meyer. They're both quite artistic and into the arts. So they're actually, I think their dad created this, but this is their artist series. And what they do is they have a different artist, I think, produce the label, and they change it up every 3 years. So this was created by Jean MEYER in 1986. And the name Les Folastries comes from a collection of poems by a person called Pierre de Ronsard. And it's kind of, I won't even try to pronounce it in French. It's kind of Livret de Folastries. But anyways, it's evoking woman, wine, and roses. So like many Alsace vineyards and producers, very naturally, biodynamically, organically produced. Everything is, I think they were biodynamic since 2004 or 2000, somewhere around there. Everything is hand-picked. Then they are aged in wood casks or stainless steel, a little bit of stainless steel. But they are slow pressed for 6 to 8 hours. And I guess the whole idea of this is just to really not to damage the grape. And when you don't damage the grape, you get more juices out of it, and it's a more natural flowing thing. So it's a very naturally produced wine, and as that is the case with many Alsace producers, and you get very clean and crisp flavors and a real expression of the terroir. Wines are, I think, 40 to 60 years of age, and it's the vineyard is near the town of Gewurztraminer, and I looked at that on the map. It's not really close to anywhere. It's kind of fairly far away from Colmar, fairly far away from Turkheim. So it's kind of its own town, I guess. It's really hard to kind of say it's somewhere else. Wine is kept on lees for several months, and that will give it a little bit more of texture and complexity, and then bottled. For BC residents, you'll hear Gewurztraminer and you'll be familiar with this grape type because BC produces a lot of excellent Riesling and Gewurztraminer, but generally the style of Gewurztraminer Riesling, BC produced Gewurztraminer Riesling is on the sweet side, and the Alsace wines, Riesling and Gewurztraminer, are typically off dry. They have sweetness because of fruit, but they are not like BC Gewurztraminer. So it is a bit of a shock, I think, to people that drink a lot of BC wines and BV Gewurztraminers, and then we say, oh, this pairs well with food, and they're expecting a really sweet wine, and then they drink this, and it's like, wow, this is not sweet at all. And so it's a pleasant change. It still has the aromatics of Gewurztraminer, but it's not produced in a sweet style as compared to BC wines. Let's get to the bottle. Yose Meyer, here's the label, the Folastries. The back of the label, fairly simple. Céline Meyer is one of the managers / winemakers. Very simple label. 13.5% alcohol. Here's the cork, and this is a DM cork, and it's DM, let's see if we can focus that, DM5. So again, the DM corks are kind of guaranteed against cork spoilage for, in this case, 5 years. That also gives you a good idea about the longevity of the wine. So basically with a DM5 cork, you're thinking the cork or the wine is kind of early drinking up to about 5 years. And look at the color of this wine. It's just beautiful, golden yellow. Love the color of this wine. And I don't know if you can see by just me swinging this, there is some viscosity in the wine, some oiliness in the wine. Let's taste the wine. I will let you know that I had this last night at a Chinese restaurant, paired magnificently with king crab and some of our other dishes that we had. At the night we had some kind of fried fish. So it was very nice. And the first thing you notice about the wine when you take it out is the color is magnificent. It's a golden yellow, almost, it's got a very attractive hue. And then on the kind of texture, just kind of swirling it, you can feel some weight and some oiliness and some heaviness. So it's quite attractive, and it's quite different in style to, let's say, people that are used to Sauvignon Blanc that's very light, or even BC Gewurztraminer that's very, very sweet in style. So on the aroma, you get some tropical fruits. You get some mustiness. I would say it's not like Sauvignon Blanc that's citrusy, like lemon. It's more like, I would say, almost, I want to say mango. Not as tangy as mango, but maybe I'd say like guava. I'd say star fruit. It's tropical, but not tangy and citrusy. So maybe some melons in this. Little bit of floral elements. I'm not smelling roses, but I'm smelling some floral elements to this. But quite attractive. Very different from BC Gewurztraminer, even on the smell. On the palate, it's got a nice medium body feel to it, so it's not light. And the fruit, again, is tropical fruit like melons. So for those that don't like the tartness of Sauvignon Blanc, the acidity, I think you'll like this wine because it's got a little bit of residual sweetness, mostly from the fruits, from the tropical fruits like cantaloupe, like a little bit of maybe pineapple, like papaya. Papaya is a good descriptor for this wine. And then the aftertaste has got some peel, some kind of orange peel or orange marmalade. But it really is attractive in terms of food pairings with crab, particularly like a Chinese or Asian crab, fish dishes, any type of seafood. Very nice, and it could go with even seafood that's got some fairly heavy sauce. That's weighty, and so it's very clean and a lot of tropical fruits. But at the end taste, it's a little bit of orange grind or orange peel, which is very attractive also. So I would almost say it's like a lighter, even a lighter style or a more aromatic style compared to Pinot Gris, but very similar on the aftertaste to me to a Pinot Gris. Love the wine. Very solid producer. I'm going to give this 88 points, and I think it drinks well now. I don't think it's going to last for that long. I think you should drink it in the next 5 years, but a beautiful, beautiful representation of Alsace wine and great food wine. If you have any type of seafood, I would think this would go magnificently with it, and even up to a little bit heavier, the lighter meats like a pork or chicken dish, I still think it would go quite nicely with it. Hope you've enjoyed this review, and I hope to do more in the future. I promise to try to do at least a couple a year on this channel, because I do really enjoy Alsace wines. Until next time, happy drinking.